Welcome back, you guys. So today we're going to be working on a Glock 19, and this is going to be a Hive build, but it's going to be slightly different than what we've done in the past. Now, some of the ones that we've done in the past, we've done some laser work, other ones have been completely done with the CNC, and today we're going to be doing another CNC build. However, it's going to be different than what we've done on any of our other builds. We had a couple of request changes to do on this one, so that's going to be kind of unique. I thought I would show that to you, give you guys a little bit more options. Those of you that are reaching out to me for your Hive builds, just show you something a little bit new that you haven't seen before. So what we're starting out here is with a stainless steel Glock 19 slide. These are one of those Brownell slides. They're really nice overall. Nice and easy to cut. The fit and finish work on them seems to be pretty nice. So if you don't happen to have a factory 19, you want to have something like this done, you can always go to Brownell's and have one of these shipped directly to me, and then I can do the work and mail it to you. So really easy opportunity to get something in my hands, to get something turned out back to you. So, but what we're going to do first on the Tormach 770 is we're going to chain for this all the way around. So we're going to do all three of the front nose. We're then going to do both the long sides here, and then of course we're going to do all three on the rear. These come with a little bit of a chamfer that's here, you can see, but we're going to go ahead and make that more appropriate, a little bit more defined. So that's the first thing that we're going to do. After that, what we're going to do is we're going to run our standard Hive front pattern, which you guys have seen before. So we're going to have some nice pockets through here to be able to see some nice barrel. Then we're going to go ahead and run the side here, and then the other side over here. Now, the deal is with a factory 19, we end up having serrations that are back here. We also have a lot of writing on the left-hand side, and usually there's a serial number on the right-hand side. So we're not actually going to be shaving the sides. What we normally do is come down and come across to shave all that material off. We're not going to be doing that on this slide because there's no reason. Primarily we do that just to remove the existing factory text, but since there's no factory text, we're not going to do that. Now, once we're kind of done with the front section here, we're going to be running a matching Hive on the top rear section that matches the front. So you're going to see us run a Hive from what would be about here to here, so that's going to be down in there. And then on the back four grips, we're also going to be running a Hive pattern as well. So normally I would run something like a lasered pattern over the factory OEM serrations. We just don't happen to have those serrations on here, so we're going to be doing a Hive pattern back here as well with the CNC, and I'll probably bring it up here a little bit farther because you know, since we're not shaving the sides here, and since we have a little bit more room to work with, usually the factory serrations are somewhere in this neighborhood. We usually have about that much room, so we'll come up with something decorative to fill this void here a little bit better. And then I'm going to reach out to the customer and see exactly what we want to do. If there's something that we want to add in this zone, because we have a zone here that's going to be non-shaved and back to kind of that factory image. I don't know whether we're going to do a logo or do some more Hive, or maybe just leave it alone. I'm not 100% sure, so we're going to reach out to them and talk about this zone here. So we may see a change there towards the end, and then of course we'll bring it back, we'll show it to you as our final product, we'll drop a barrel in it, we'll see exactly how that came out. So guys, let's get over to the Tormach 770. Let's go ahead and start that process of that chamfering. We'll move right on to the front three sections here. We'll probably do a little bit of sandblasting and bring it back before we start the rear section over there. All right, guys, well, I wanted to just go ahead and quickly show you how this came out before we start that top rear section. And I also wanted to discuss that just a little bit before we actually start that work. So overall, I'm very pleased with the way this came out. Looks really nice. Nice chamfer all the way around. Yep, I'm liking it. Okay, so let me explain the rear section work as it's going to unfold so you just have a better understanding. We're going to be taking this design and we're going to be putting it back here. Now the only difference is that we have a plunger hole right here, okay? So what that means is we only have a certain amount of distance before we actually punch into that hole. So this pattern you see here is going to be back here, but it's going to be much shallower, or maybe I should just say not as deep. That may come out a little bit better if I word it that way. So we're going to see a matching design. However, it's just not going to be quite as deep as the front. And then we're going to be doing a pattern which is going to be down here. Of course, it's going to be in the back section as well, and it's going to make its way this way. So we're going to see a pattern that's going to be very similar to this size, cut onto the sides and on both sides. So that's going to be pretty nice. So we'll do some kind of a pattern that'll come through here, and then it'll either taper off at an angle, or we might do something like this where there's a 3 stagger over here, so it would be like here. Or maybe we'll do an outside one here. Haven't decided quite yet how we're going to do that, but we're definitely going to be building something kind of cool, and we'll have that come up, maybe not all the way to the edge, but it'll come up pretty close into here where normally your factory grips are somewhere in this zone. So we're going to come forward just a little bit more on that. So guys, let's go ahead and get you back over to the Tormach 770. Let's go ahead and do that rear section, and let's turn this product out. All right, guys, if you're curious what that Hive pattern is underneath there that you can barely see, go over to our Instagram and check us out over there. We did a couple of pictures and kind of posted some samples of some stuff we were doing. I was basically just running some color samples between blue, purple, and a gold color, and this was a great slide to do it on because we're going to end up Cerakoting over it, and obviously everything's going to get sandblasted. So just a good opportunity to work out some of those system parameters that we didn't already have. And it was really cool, so you'll be able to see some actual real tone over there if you go to Instagram and see exactly how that came out. All right, guys, let's take a look and see exactly what we came up with in the end. Now, we ended up going with the Tactical Gray H227 Cerakote. Overall, I'm very pleased with the way this came out. Some nice patterned back here for the grips. How you like that, how it comes together. Real nice overall. I didn't want to extend this way down into here. When you start getting into an issue here, obviously we have more room over here, so I thought let's go ahead and just make it proportional. Let's keep it around where the same length is for the factory rear serrations are when you buy a standard OEM Glock. But overall, I really like it. I mean, it came out really nice. I am extremely glad that I showed this to you guys because I was debating whether or not I was actually going to do the video, because it was one of those deals where I was kind of like, well, it's so close to some of the other ones. I think maybe I'll just hold off. But at the end, I'm really pleased with the way it turned out, and I'm kind of glad I decided to take you guys through that process. I would have been slightly disappointed had it come out this nice, and in the end I wouldn't have actually shown you guys that work. So let's build it. Now once again, guys, I'm working behind the camera, so let's just see what we can come up with here. So this is one of our newer barrels. You guys haven't seen this one, I don't think. Let's go ahead and put it together like if it was a real one. Now this frame that we have over here to our right, it does not have a takedown lever on it, so we're going to just be real careful as we put it together. But really nice looking overall. That's just a polished barrel. See if we can get this together looking through the rear of the camera. And obviously it's going to come right off because there's no takedown. But that gives you an idea overall what it would look like if it was on a frame, if it had a barrel in it. Very, very pleased with the way that came out. It looks really nice. I'm thinking about actually running one of these for the gun show. I've got a couple gun shows coming up, and at the end of the day I'd like to have a lot of different patterns for people, because not everybody has the same idea as everyone else. So one of the things that I haven't done before was this rear grip section here. I've done this before, but I never tied these two together, so that looks really nice. And I may actually extend this all the way down through, cut some holes down through here, so this would be a full pattern. And then of course we would extend this out to here across the hood or the top of your barrel, and then continue to go just like we have in the front. So there's an opportunity there maybe to do an entire barrel slide combination that looks the same, maybe even tie that in with a frame with a larger design. But overall, very, very pleased with the way this has come out. So guys, I'm going to take this outside. I'm going to get you guys a couple pictures. Let's talk about what's going on. Alright guys, I figured today I would bring out something that we have not formally seen yet. You guys did see this a little bit in one of the videos, but you didn't see it up close. You didn't get to actually see the build on it. Now we have two more of these here that we have not cut yet. So we did not do a build video on this. This happens to be one of mine. So at the end of the day, we kind of skipped that. But we do have two more that are here. I know there was a video I put out a while back asking you guys, requesting a little bit, if you wanted to see the build videos of these. I had enough people that said yes. So I think when I get ready to do them, we're going to go ahead and turn all that content out. We're going to show you what's going on. But this was the sample gun, okay? So basically, this was the one that we did, and it was kind of ironing out the work kind of deal. You know what I mean? Like, what's this going to look like here? What's going to look like there? Is it a possibility? We're going to break something. So at the end of the day, you know, we kind of got those answers that we were after. There's definitely a couple changes I would still make to this overall design. I really like this rear section here. We still have this hook on the end. It's kind of like a bell, so it's really easy to cycle back from the rear. Just, you know, it's one of those deals where it's really hard to get rid of these because right there lives the factory M&P notorious rear serration. Just like Glock has their straight ones, M&P ends up having those little squiggly slanted line ones. They're very hard to get rid of. They're very hard to work around. It appears as though, obviously, I have mastered that. We also didn't take off too much. So if you look right here, nice and flush with our Venom, which is really nice. You happen to see a lot of these on the market with the Trigicon, but you don't happen to see a lot of them with the Viper or the Venom or anything like that. So it's an opportunity maybe there to show something off that maybe you guys haven't seen. And of course, we have the knurled sides. We didn't do anything with the top. I wanted to leave this nice and plain. I just didn't want to take it overboard, go too far. And once again, we've got two more to do. So we have a full size and we have another one of these compacts that we're going to end up doing. So we have a lot of opportunities there to work on some new stuff that maybe you guys haven't seen before, to mature a project into something that maybe the market hasn't seen. And also, I have a Blacklist barrel. Way back in the day, several videos ago, maybe even a month or two ago, I talked about a Blacklist barrel that I was sending off to have that coated. It should be back anytime now. Now, K&M Blasting's doing that, so it's one of those deals where we know it's going to come back looking awesome. So he just doesn't ship the work out unless the work looks professional and clean. So we're really excited about that, and that was one of the reasons why I was kind of holding off showing you guys this, because we're not fully done with it yet. But however, it just came to be time that I thought, you know what, let's show you guys, and let's just show them what we got here so far, to give them a better understanding of maybe what we're going to do with those other two builds. So guys, if you're not following us over on Instagram, you should be. This was a couple of pictures of this were posted a couple weeks ago, showing it off just a little bit better in detail. Now, the other thing is you should also follow us on Facebook. We're getting ready to post some of our dates that we have coming up this year for our shows. We haven't posted it yet, but we've got one in Raleigh, which is the 5th and 6th of next month, which would be the beginning of May. So if you're local to me in North Carolina, we will be set up at the Raleigh show. We probably won't be selling anything. We've got a couple of cool things that we're going to be showing off that you guys haven't seen yet. We've got a couple of builds that we're working on. Like, we've got some color stuff that we're doing with the new laser. So there's going to be some stuff that you guys can put your hands on. You can actually play with. You can actually feel it, ask some questions about it, and kind of go down that path. Now, once again, I'm not 100% sure what we'll be selling. We might have a couple of things there that we'll be selling, a slide here, a slide there, maybe a barrel here that's been laser colored, something along those lines. I just don't know what the inventory is going to be just yet. However, if you plan on going to the show anyhow. It's a good opportunity to swing by, ask those questions, put your hands on some of the builds that you've seen in the videos that you haven't actually had an opportunity to hold. So it's really cool. Gives you kind of just a better idea of what we can do, what we offer, and who we are. So guys, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Click the subscribe button. If you like the video, click the like button, and leave us a comment if you want to, you know, share an opinion on something. Maybe you want to see something. Maybe you would have done something a different way or gone a different direction. I'm always open-minded as far as, you know, what we can do with builds. You know, what are our options? You know, maybe it's something I haven't thought of. Maybe it's something that a customer of mine hasn't thought of or hasn't brought to the table or hasn't explained to me in a certain way. So there's an opportunity there to have your voice be heard and things like that. So real cool. And guys, always stay learning, man. We haven't said that in a long time, but every one of these builds is something new. I mean, this was the M&P 2.0. This is a complete new build. This was something that was new. This is all new in the back. We almost have 100 videos on the channel, and every one of them is different than something that we've done before. Now, they're not all firearms. Most of them are. There's a couple of weird videos that are talk about videos and some things like that, but at the end of the day, we have a lot of content there. So I get a lot of you guys that reach out to me. They're like, I really want to have something done to my gun, but I'm not sure what. Go and watch those videos, search through them, figure out what model gun you have, figure out what patterns we've done for your model already. So there's a great opportunity there to see some of the work that we've already turned out, maybe alter it, change it, modify just a little bit and have it cater to your needs and to your liking. So, you know, hit your vision where it needs to be at. So great opportunity there, but always start learning as you go. There's so much new content to learn all the time with new machines, different processes, different procedures, different slides. So there's always a changing mix here when you're dealing with firearms. And they're a little bit more challenging than some of the other ones are. You see a lot of other builders out there working on stuff like, hey, I'm going to build a bracket for here. Hey, I'm going to build a bracket for there. A couple of things to keep in mind and to remember is that a firearm starts at a value, okay? So what that means is if you're building a bracket for, let's say, a machine or a car or something like that, and you're starting with like just a plain Jane piece of metal, and you break it, just toss it out, put a new one in there. You don't really have that luxury when it comes down to working on firearms. If you break it, you replace it. So it's one of those deals where, you know, I give a lot of credit to the people that work on firearms because if they take out of the step out of the normal, they get off that comfort zone and they do something that maybe nobody else has done before. They try something that maybe nobody else has seen before, things like that. And it doesn't turn out, you know, you got to understand that these people invested time and money and resources in trying to take that path and hopefully become successful. So it comes out being one of those things that's very challenging. It's not quite as easy as it appears because you're starting with a value of an item. So as you put that, you know, that slide in that machine or under that laser and you cut it and it doesn't turn out right or you damage it, you replace it. It's not the same as putting in a piece of material that you damage that you can just scrap it, throw another one in there. So definitely give props to the people that are working on firearms, not just me, but the other guys. There's a lot of guts that it takes for you to get to where you are. I mean, maybe that sounds crazy, but at the end of the day, you have to remember that there's a possibility of you replacing what would be a brand new slide. There's no aftermarket slides on some of these guns that I've done before, and you're taking the chance of potentially destroying it or causing an issue with it overall. So definitely takes a lot of nerve to kind of get to where you need to be. And hey, that's how you move forward and everything. So guys, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. There's a contacts tab at our webpage. Go there, and once you go there, you can just fill out that form, and it shoots us a message right over with exactly what you're wanting to have done. And guys, looking forward to seeing you at the next gun show. Have a good one.